You ever look at something like a bridge or a big roof and just wonder, how does that work? How is it holding up all that weight without just collapsing? It can seem kind of like magic, right? Well, it's not magic, it's physics. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and find all those invisible forces holding things together.
All right, check this out. We've got this simple frame here. It's called a truss. And see that point at the top? It's getting pushed on with almost 1,000 pounds. Seriously, 945 pounds. That's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 people standing right on that one spot. So the question is, how on earth do these 3 little beams handle all that stress without just snapping?
The secret? It's all about this hidden network of forces, pushing and pulling inside each one of those beams. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to become structural detectives. We are going to find every single one of those forces and crack the case of this 945-pound problem.
Okay, so let's lay out the challenge. We've got this simple triangular truss. There's a 945-pound load coming down hard on that top point, which we'll just call point A. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to figure out exactly what's going on inside each of these pieces, AB, BC, and AC.
Now, before we can go inside and look for clues, we have to figure out what's happening on the outside. You know, like detectives surveying the scene first. We need to understand how the ground at points B and C is holding this entire thing up.
And here's the absolute key to all of this. For this thing to just sit there and not, fly up into space or crash through the floor, all the forces have to be in perfect balance. Every push has an equal and opposite push back. That's it. This perfect state of balance has a name. We call it equilibrium.
So think about it. If you have 945 pounds pushing down, something has to be pushing up with 945 pounds to balance it out, right? That's where the supports come in. In engineering, we call these support reactions. And since that big load isn't perfectly centered, the push from B and C won't be the same. But we can calculate them. We can figure out exactly how much each support is pushing up. So we run the numbers, and we find our first big clue. The support over at point B, it's pushing up with exactly 225 pounds of force. Okay, that's one piece of the puzzle.
And the other support, point C, is pushing up with a much bigger 720 pounds. And here's the cool part. Do the math. 225 plus 720. Yep, it's 945. The ups equal the downs. It's in equilibrium. Awesome. Now that we have these outside forces, we are ready to go inside the truss.
So, how do we actually see what's happening inside those beams? Well, we have a tool for that. It's a classic engineering technique, and it's going to be our main detective tool for this whole thing. It's called the method of joints.
And honestly, the idea behind it is super clever and really simple. We're just going to zoom in on one connection point, one joint at a time. We'll treat each joint like its own little puzzle. As long as we make sure all the forces at that one point are balanced, we can figure out the forces in the beams connected to it. It's a great strategy. Okay, so when we find these forces inside the beams, they're only going to be one of two things. First, you've got tension. That's a pulling force, right? It's stretching the beam. Just think of a rope in a tug of war. The other one is compression. That's a pushing or a squashing force. Imagine squeezing a spring. Pulling or pushing. Tension or compression. That's it. All right, let's put this method into action. Time to decode our first joint. We're going to start at joint B. And it's the perfect place to start, because we already know one of the forces there, that 225-pound upward push from the ground. Okay, now this is the secret weapon for the method of joints. It's called a free body diagram. It's basically our map for this single point. We've totally isolated joint B, and we're only looking at the forces acting right on it. You can see our known force, the 225 pounds pushing up, and then the two mystery forces from the beams, AB and BC. Our job is to figure out what those are.
So, how do we solve it? It's just a simple two-step process. First, we'll balance all the up and down forces, the vertical ones. We know we have 225 pounds pushing up, so the angled beam AB must have a component pushing down to cancel it out. That's how we'll find the force in AB. And once we know that, we can do step 2. Balance all the side-to-side or horizontal forces. That'll give us the force in beam BC. Simple as that.
And when we run through those steps, here's what we find. The force in that angled member, AB, is 375 pounds, and it's in compression, so it's being squished. And the horizontal member, BC, has a force of 300 pounds, and that one's in tension. It's being stretched. Boom! 2 forces down, just one more to go.
All right, let's hop over to the other side of the truss to find our last missing piece. And what's really cool about this next step is that it's also going to let us double-check our work from before. We're heading over to joint C.
And we do the exact same thing. We draw a free body diagram just for joint C. This time, our known starting force is that big 720-pound upward push from the support. The other forces here? Well, there's the one from AC, that's our last unknown, and the force from BC, which we think we already know is 300 pounds of tension.
And the process is exactly the same. No new tricks, it's a reliable, repeatable method. We just apply those simple equilibrium rules again. All the ups have to balance the downs, and all the lefts have to balance the rights. Doing that lets us solve for the force in our final mystery member, AC.
And check this out. This is why this method is so cool. So we solve for AC and find it's carrying a massive 780 pounds in compression. But then we also solve for BC from this side, and we get 300 pounds in tension. Wait a minute, that's the exact same number we got when we looked at joint B. That's how we know we did it right. It's the perfect way to check our work. The puzzle fits.
So, with that final confirmation, our case is officially closed. We've done it. We've hunted down every single hidden force inside this truss. Now, let's stand back and look at the whole picture.
And there it is, the aha moment. This is what's really happening inside that simple frame. We can now see the invisible forces. You've got 375 pounds of compression squeezing AB. You've got 300 pounds of tension stretching BC. And look at AC. It's taking a massive 780 pounds of compression. You can see how that steeper angle makes it do most of the heavy lifting. This is how the whole thing works together to safely carry that nearly 1,000-pound load down to the ground.
So just to wrap it all up, here's the final report from our investigation. Member AB, 375 pounds, compression. BC, 300 pounds, tension. And AC, 780 pounds, compression. We've got a clear, complete picture of exactly how this little structure does its big job.
So next time you're out and you see a bridge or a construction crane or even just the rafters in a roof, you'll know what's really going on. It's not just a bunch of metal or wood beams. It's a dynamic network of hidden pushes and pulls, all working together in perfect, elegant balance. So now, the real question is, what are you going to see differently when you look at the world around you?